It's morning here in the north. Lights are coming up. They've been coming up for a little bit. The center light's just starting to kick in. Side lights start early and then the center one kicks in. I don't see the center one turn on very often. I don't believe it takes very long. It just sort of slowly does it like this so it doesn't startle the fish. It's an older light. It's one of those night crew ones. Programmable, they say. It is programmable, but it's very limited. They're all limited somehow. They'll give you like total freedom. I'm sure the $500 ones do, but it's not happening for me. It's a beautiful rimless tank though. How long it'll take to turn white? I don't remember it taking a very long time last time I've seen this happen. There it is. Basically takes probably 2 minutes. And now we got a perfectly white tank. Let's go have a closer look. It's still dim, but it's we're transitioning from the yellow light into the white light now. And some nice fine looking water right there. A little bit of bubble hanging around, it's not too bad. I did let the last water change go a little too long, but I'm gonna have to do the next one sooner. By the looks of what I'm seeing there. I did do my work late yesterday though, so I'll check them again around noon and get a better read on them. Water's looking great. It's like glass. There is no purigen down here. There's some word about some purigen on Temu. Some no-name brand purigen, like dirt cheap. So we're gonna see what happens with that. Someone's investigating that, and if that stuff works out, I'm gonna run it down here on the Oscars. I'll run the legit stuff on the Discus. And I'll run the Temu knockoff down here and we'll compare. But as you can see right now, down here I have no purigen and it's still freaking glass. That's the power of UV. I was getting glass before purigen, but purigen made it look nicer, I'm not gonna lie. And that's how I like to do it. I like to have a multi-layered approach to my filtration. As many layers as I can. Like a big old pile of pancakes. Layer after layer. Protection and filtration. We don't get to give a fish like millions and billions of gallons of water like they get in the wild, right? So we trap them in a little shoebox, and that gives parasites and bacterias and all sorts of things way too easy access to your fish. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's not a problem in the wild, and it's dirtier in the wild than it looks like in your tank, Sean. So, why Why all the fuss about making the water so clean? They live in filth in the wild. No, they don't. They don't. They live in a big, huge, flowing environment. You know, it'd be like putting us in a bubble boy room and you know, with a very small amount of air, or any room with, say, a room way deep in the ground in a mine shaft with very little air. It's not like the wild. A fish tank will never be like the wild, and the volume of water that they have in the wild makes it it brings down the odds of a parasite finding the fish by like a factor of millions, if not billions. And in your tank, I mean, no parasite has very far to go to find a fish. Same with bacteria, you know, all of these little microscopic life forms. The density in your tank's going to be just off the charts higher than it is in the wild. And that's why it's important to keep your water clean. What does clean water do for you? It keeps fish like Oscars that have a reputation for ripping apart everything in the tank. It keeps them so peaceful they don't eat those little bite-sized silver dollars and those little bite-sized parrotfish. They couldn't care less about those fish. They also are known for, Oscars are known for ripping each other apart, but they're not doing it. They're at peace because they're living the good life, and the water's clean. They're not when the water gets bad, their lungs get irritated, it's painful, and they start to lash out. They're not comfortable. They're miserable, and they lash out, and they start ripping each other apart. That's how it works. So, you want peace? Keep them cold, and keep them clean. That's what you do with cichlids. At least these Oscars. I don't know. It could go wrong for me. Everyone says it's just like a time bomb, but I think it's like a time bomb because every now and then everybody's waterfowls. You know what I mean? So, and then you don't notice because, you know, your water's been good for so long, and then a piece of equipment fails, something happens, you don't realize it, your fish are tearing each other apart because your water fouled. As soon as you start seeing aggression, start looking at your filtration. Maybe you've got a bad impeller and the flow rate has been reduced, you know. But yeah, that's I think what triggers them. I think that's why it would be random like that. Just gorgeous. Well, there's the Oscars for this morning. I hope. Ooh, I don't know why someone got the zoomies there for some reason. I think they do that when they poop. I think they do it to help them poop. They're fine. They're all getting back together. I stirred up a little bit of dirt, but that's okay. It'll be, the filters will get that now. Parrotfish are rocking the world. Confident. I think the parrotfish think they're silver dollars now. They school with the silver dollars for safety and numbers. You know what I also love about the parrots and the silver dollars I've noticed? they school together, and when they do it, let's see if they're going to do it for us. There, you see? And they did it a second ago, too, in the video earlier. But when they're swimming together, and it works better with the bigger guys because they're more silvery, the parrots, the silver dollars act like a mirror. And then the parrots' color reflects off them, and you see orange silver dollars. Like flashes of orange because of the color of the parrots bouncing off them. So it adds even more color to the tank, you know, when they're swimming around and when they're shoaling. Hopefully they'll do it for us here in a second. You sort of saw it a bit there. They're not moving around enough for their, you see when they swim by them? But when they're shoaling, it gets really flashy. And I think it's cool. Parrots think they're silver dollars. And then the color of the parrots bounces off the silver dollars. Very nice effect. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.